Hello, everybody. It's Roughing the Passer here. And as I'm sure many of you may have saw on this past Friday the 9th, December 9th, 2021, I'm sure many of you checked in, if you're a Broncos fan or just an NFL fan in general, checked into social media or the news or Sports Center, wherever, and you saw that former Broncos wide receiver, future Hall of Famer, all-time great Demaryius Thomas had passed away of a seizure that morning or late that night in his bathtub. I don't know what to say. It's just sad. I mean, Demaryius Thomas as a human and a player was just a great guy all around. I mean, I didn't know him personally. I couldn't. I don't know if I could, I have. I don't know him personally, but from what I saw, I mean, I don't think he ever got arrested in his life, which for an NFL player is doing pretty well. And man, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Really? I mean, I checked the Broncos news that morning. I was just amazed, saddened. Oh man, it just stinks because Demaryius Thomas is obviously an all-time great Bronco, great guy. I mean, coming into Denver as a third-round draft pick in 2009 out of Georgia Tech, from a lowly third-round pick to becoming one of the top receivers in the NFL in a span of 5 years is just amazing. And now he's gone. I mean, you see the clips of Demaryius Thomas in his prime, and you're just like, whoa. I mean, he's a big guy, 6'4", 220 probably, or 200 pounds. I don't know. And blazing speed. I mean, who can't forget how fast he ran when he caught that ball from Tim Tebow in the wild card game and took it 80 yards to the house and then took Denver on to New England, where sadly they were absolutely obliterated. But I mean, what a play. I mean, he just took off running. I mean, you got to run one heck of a route to just take a slant route, get wide open, and just dart off 80 yards into the end zone is an insanely athletic play. And that was probably the greatest play in Broncos history. I know, the helicopter dive and all that, but I had this opinion. I mean, even though the importance wasn't as huge as, say, beating Green Bay in the Super Bowl or whatever, it was still an amazing play. Probably the best. I mean, just one play, overtime, bam, especially with the whole Tebow magic train of the 2011 season, just capping it off that way with Demaryius Thomas was awesome. And he did get better as his career went on, too. I mean, in 2012, the Broncos signed Peyton Manning, and there was an instant connection there. I mean, a 1,000-yard season and Pro Bowl after Pro Bowl, just all the time. 2013, he, Eric Decker, Wes Welker, Julius Thomas, and O'Shawn Moreno and Peyton Manning leading the greatest offense of all time. It was just awesome. And then, that is a great receiving corps, led by Demaryius Thomas. In 2015, it got even better. 2014, it got even better when they brought in Emmanuel Sanders, and those two are leading the receiving corps. I mean, it's not as good, I guess, but still, the fact that Demaryius Thomas is gone is just sad because, man, I mean, he's only 33. That's it, 33. He hadn't officially retired yet, I don't think. Unless he did, but I don't think so. I mean, he had to play his last year with the Jets, which I feel bad for him because he could have played it with and the optics of, how he left Denver were a little rough. I mean, Denver kind of told him he wasn't going to be traded, and then before the trade deadline, they sent him to Houston for a fourth-round pick. And he tears his Achilles a few games later, which is just devastating. And I had my gripes with Demaryius Thomas, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't his hugest fan. I mean, just on the field. I mean, he's still a great receiver. 1,000 yards almost automatically, even with Trevor Siemian at quarterback. And I wasn't his... I had some gripes with him because of the 2015 season, in which he had, way too many drops. It started with the snow game against New England, where he dropped so many passes that game when he wasn't wearing gloves, being covered by Logan Ryan. But even in that game, his low point of the year, he came back, and at the end, when Denver needed a big play, Brock Osweiler launches it 40 yards down the field. Demaryius Thomas goes up and makes the catch over Logan Ryan for his first of the game to set Denver up near the red zone to score with Andre Caldwell and send the game and take the lead over Tom Brady and the Patriots with Brock Osweiler, and it was just unbelievable. So even in the big game, and he also held the record for most receptions in Super Bowl history at 13 before it was tied by James White and then broken by Julian Edelman. But I mean, I didn't know that because the Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl was absolutely terrible. He did score a touchdown in that game, I remember. Can't remember if he scored the 2 points. But yeah, that's my... Demaryius Thomas, he will always be an all-time great Bronco. Maybe the greatest receiver in Broncos history. Probably the greatest receiver in Broncos history. And my hat's off. Mile high salute to you. Rest in peace. I want to just give all my thoughts and prayers to the family of Demaryius Thomas, because I'm sure they're heartbroken right now, and I haven't even mentioned the tribute that Denver did on Sunday for him, which was just classy. I mean, after every big play, they'd show his number on the screen, I think. The first play in the game, they only put out 10 players. They let him play. And there was a delay of game, but the Lions had enough, Were just so gracious. They declined the penalty, which is that's just great by them. And then at the end of the game, they travel 88 yards. The Broncos' final drive was an 88-yard touchdown drive to end it. Absolutely beautiful. Rest in peace, big man. You'll get in the Hall of Fame. You deserve it. See you all later. This one's for you, DT. Hi. Come on. Let's go. That was for you, DT. Rest in peace. Bronco for life.